right, pretty cool song. Just had a student wanting to learn it, and she was trying to figure out the strumming part. So there's a couple ways we could play it. You might have seen it online, taught up here with the D minors up here, and then basically A minor, and then going to a C, and then a G. The way that they're kind of doing it on the actual song is they're playing their D minors up here. Tricky chords. It can be tricky chords, but it's really the same chord. Other than that, sounds a lot lower. So we will start off here with these chords because it's just a little bit easier. Unless you're advanced and you can kind of get these, great. I'm going to show you those ones as well before the tutorial's over. So basically, we're starting here on D minor, and we get this 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So that can be tough to get. So what I've done is I've written the strum out here. You can take a screenshot of it so that after you could be able to look at it and read it and try to count it. Now, it's not so much the numbers as how you say it. It's more about how you say it. So, I mean, I can count 1E and in a billion ways. I could go 1E and 1E and 1E and or I could go 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E. The idea of counting is, and how we learned was more with our handy dandy friendly guy here that nobody likes when they first start learning music because it's hard to stick with it and get your mind in the groove of a metronome. But even for me, I'd have 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and now I got to figure out my timeline, right? So it's like 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2. So I know I'm on my metronome because I'm hearing it beep on 1 and 2. So 1E and a 2. Right there, I should know I'm on 2. 1E and a 2. Problem with that is how fast can you go, and you kind of got to get used to doing it. I can remember my first time using a metronome. It was a lot of work. So I slowed it right down. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and maybe in this strum, if you haven't done it a lot, you want to break the strum down a bit where it's 1E and a 2, 1E and a 2, 1E and a 2. Now you can see I'm not strumming on the E. 1E and a, right? 1E and a 2. And I'm trying to hit on the 2 when it beeps again. That should be 2. 1, 2. And in between is our other counts. Just like a tape measure, right? You look at a tape measure, you've got your eighths, your sixteenths, and your eighths, and your quarters, and then your half. Same thing with music, but music's more a measurement of speed and time and how you wouldn't want to make a frame a little bit too short from the wall or half an inch and then 2x4 is falling down. Same thing with music. You want to keep your spacings even. It takes a while to get that, but 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E. Now, again, what I would do is I'd break it down. I'd be like 1E and a 2. 1E and a 2. Can I get that? Down, down, up, down, down. Down, down, up, down. Sorry. Down, down, up, down. 1E and a 2. Down, down, up, down. And then we got to get a mute. So then we need to mute the D chord by lightly releasing the pressure of our fingers. That's why I like doing it up here. If we do it here, we can only mute out the bottom 4 or the bottom 3 because there's no finger on this one. So basically to mute, I keep my fingertips on the string, but I lightly release pressure. My student was like, well, how do I do that? I said, well, a good exercise would be trying to do stuff like maybe with the metronome. On mute. So 1E and a 2E. Maybe 1E. Maybe you want to do just the strumming part. 1E and a 2E. 1E and a 2E and a. 1E and a 2E and a. Again, when I do it with students, I break it down just to 2 for a while. So it's like 1 E and a 2, 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. And try to keep your count steady. So maybe 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. Another cool thing to do is clap it. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E. So I got to get it up on the 3. I got to get clapping on the 3. That's hard. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. That's really hard to do. People think it's funny, but you know, when you go to college and university and that, you actually, for music, you clap rhythms for whole half hours, hours at a very fast pace, and you have to actually read the notes. So you have to know the value of all the notes, the quarter notes, the eighth notes, things of that nature. So basically, we would get that strum going: 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E. Pretty hard to get it. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E. And he's fast. So in those chords, I'm muting on each one. For the A, same thing. I release my fingertips, but I just lean them down a bit to grab that bottom string, so finger 1 lightly touches that too. And then we get. Whenever I'm muting, my pick's only hitting the bottom 4, unless I can wrap my thumb around there and get the top 2. Remember, I always say to play like this. Well, I also did say we do use these positions too, depending on what it is that we're working with. Like, there's no way that I feel comfortable playing that like that. Not a chance. I'd be more like. Well, you can see there, right? So the other thing with the song is you could play the D minor here on the bottom 4, and then you just release the pressure every time you want to mute. So you got bottom string 5, finger 1, fret 6 on string 2 with finger 2, and strings 3 and 4 on fret 7, pinkies on string 3 and finger 3s on 4. And we get this. We get. What I'm going to do too, just before the video ends, is just strum it really slow on one chord. And then you can practice it. Come back and watch it and practice along with it. So, yeah, so we get this 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. There's your A minor. Basically, you're barring the bottom 3, and finger 3 is on string 4. But I am swinging my arm in like this. I'm not keeping it back here and trying to get finger 3 to reach up. More like that. And then you get C. So C, we're barring all 4 with our pinky on the bottom string, fret 8. I'm keeping these guys out of the way so you can see that, but we always try to keep them up and ready. And then a G chord, which looks like this. I know we know G's here, G's there. This is another way of playing G. You can think of the D shape here on the 7th fret. This is on the 3rd string, finger 1. Second finger's on the bottom string, 7th fret. And the 3rd finger's in the 8th fret, 2nd string. So we got string 3, 1, and 2. And these 2 are on fret 7, and this one's on 8. So if I want to get those with the root note, I have to have finger 1 over here on string 4, and then try to get these 3 fingers to play that shape. That's where this wrist really comes in handy. You'll never get it like this. You want to always keep your wrist down like that. And you can see my hands more tilted in this way, and I can still get a pen or a pencil between my hand and the neck. So the pivoting on the thumb deal again that we talk about lots in our other video tutorials. So yeah, it's a nice slowed version of this. And then it starts again. Now what we'll do is we'll do it on one chord for now. We'll just do it on the D minor chord here, and we'll get this. Up, down, up. Right? I can't really play it and talk about it because then I get really messed up. Slow. My fingers coming off wherever it says the M's on the chart. All right, I hope that helps you with the rhythm, and that's the whole song basically. That's it. Oh, I missed a C, sorry. You might want to get that going really good by yourself. Slow it down. Go through it a couple more times. Now you guys can use the other chords too, the lower ones, and still play along. Same chord, really. If you don't feel comfortable with these chords, you just want to build your rhythm. And if that's too fast, you can always slow it down on the gear on YouTube there. All right, I hope that helps you guys get through that. And yeah, I'll be doing more songs and more rhythm work. I think we need to talk more about charting and rhythms and learning how to strum and count with metronomes and things of that nature. Have a great day. We'll talk to everybody. Hopefully, we'll see you very shortly. Bye-bye for now.